Jamming like a mother. Jamming like a, say man. What's up with it this morning, man? Ain't nothing like waking up and getting some trio shit in your cup. You know what I mean? The best part of waking up is to put some trio shit in your cup. See, I switched it up, you know what I'm saying? I said last week, the best part of waking up is to put some bullshit in your cup. But I've been to the mountaintop. I've been to the mountaintop. And when I went to the mountaintop, I rediscovered and I was reminded who I am and why I am, why we all are, why we stand on business and why we stand on faith. I rediscovered and I was reminded. I was reminded that we were made a promise. We were made a promise to be righteous individuals and seek the kingdom of God. Oh yeah, cut. We was made a promise that if we lived like that in these mortal bodies while on earth, that we had a promise that we can go to our Father's house. Oh yeah, we going to church this morning, man. The best part of waking up, you get some trio shit in your cup. But yeah, man, I was reminded to stay strong and stay faithful and stay a righteous man. I looked at a man in a coffin that I once looked up to, and he laid there, journey complete, life complete. His life was filled with all kind of episodes, highs and lows, gangster shit, incredible shit, soldier shit, pimpish shit, and just all sorts of shit. But it came to an end. And while I'm looking at this man who looked just like me, or I look like him, I'm reminded, and I felt like this morning I wanted to remind y'all, ain't none of us gonna live forever. Ain't none of us gonna live forever. I'm reminded that who knows when, every one of us gonna have to take that journey. Like all our loved ones who left here before us. Every last one of us with ears and eyes are gonna have to take that journey. And so it tells me to get in my seat and refasten and strengthen my foundation and keep being a righteous man. Keep being an honorable man and keep being an admirable person. I'm talking about ain't nothing wrong with being good. Just don't be gullible and foolish. You understand? Just don't be gullible or foolish. But ain't nothing wrong with being good. You'll have your peers tell you, because you're a good-hearted person, oh, you lame. Oh, you lame. But look at their actions and their moves, and just look at their life in a whole. Look at their accomplishments, their achievements. Look how they stand, look how they move, look at their family, and see, is this a person you'd like to mimic? Is this a person you like to be alike? Or is this a person that you can't even relate to because they just ain't real? So all the peer pressure is over with. It's out the window. You make a good move and somebody tell you, you lame, remove yourself. Because there's a whole bunch of people that recognize your move as admirable, honorable, real, and trill. It ain't what you do when you're around everybody. You're putting on the show then. It ain't about what you do when everybody's watching. You're just putting on the show then. You know they looking, so you putting on the show. It's what you do when nobody around. It's how you think when nobody around, you think nobody looking. But I'm here to tell you, oh yeah, it couldn't. I'm here to tell you, somebody's always watching. The man up above is always watching. So you fear God. You fear God, and you stay righteous, and you stay admirable, and you keep your faith. When God bless you to wake up in the morning, you wake up joyful. You wake up happy that you got another day on this earth. When you could have died in your sleep. When you could have died yesterday. You could have been gone. But here you got another day to enjoy your dash, to triumph, to do good while you're on this earth. Don't get distracted. Don't let nobody trick you out your righteous spot. Because right now you got the comfort. Right now you got the comfort of an Android device or an iPhone device that costs just as much as a raggedy used car. You're holding something in your hand that back in the day, I could use that same amount of money and go buy a regularly used car. You're talking on a used car. You're blessed, boy. You're blessed, girl. You're blessed, man. You're blessed, child. You're blessed, little girl. You got a roof over your head. You have a choice of what you like to eat today. You have a choice of which clothes you like to put on today. You have the furnace blowing heat to keep you warm in the winter hours. You understand? So don't you get up mean mugging, aggravated, worrying about what somebody said about you on Facebook. Don't you get up worrying about what somebody told you on YouTube, worrying about what somebody think about you when you blessed. You have the ability to heal yourself because you are blessed. You have ears and you have eyes and you have discernment. So don't you get up worrying about what nobody say. You get up with all joy in your heart. You get up with all happiness tonight. You get up and say, hey man, thank God for letting me see another day. You kiss your children. Hug your wife if you got one. Or your girlfriend. Or your boyfriend. I ain't talking no punks. No, I ain't talking no punks. God bless y'all, but I ain't talking no punks. But I'm just saying, be it all joy, because you're still here. You're still strong, and you still have the capabilities and the abilities to restart and say, hey man, it's a brand new day. God, lead me and guide me. I hope that I'm pleasing you with my existence. I hope I'm treating my brothers and my sisters right. I'm hoping I'm being everything you want me to be while I'm here on this earth. Help me, Lord. Strengthen me. Strengthen my faith. Strengthen my finances. Strengthen my relationships. Strengthen my YouTube, Lord. The numbers looking good. Oh yeah, good. The numbers looking good. Come on, man. Them numbers. Back to the sermon. So I'm saying, looking at my loved one in that casket, I understood. One day, it's gonna be me too. Who knows when that day will come? Your steps already ordered. Your steps are numbered. God knows every string of hair on your head. And he knows how many days you will step. On a side note, I've been doing 1,400 steps a day. I've been doing 14,000, my bad. Please forgive me. I've been doing 14,000. My goal was only 12,000, but I had to put my suit on. So I stepped it up to 14,000. Going hammer, nibbling on apples, eating oranges, eating granola and yogurt, fasting, praying to be admirable and honorable. So when my loved ones look upon me, they see something they can respect. When my loved ones look upon me and look up at me, they see someone they respect, someone they wish that their children may be like when they grow up. I wasn't no broke down nigga, drunken, full of dope, full of drugs, begging and borrowing. I had my head held high, and I gave love to everyone that I could, even though I was weak too. I was weak too. The Tears rolled out my eyes uncontrollably. I tried to stand and be chill, but I got these dark shades, so I took them with me. Because I know, hey, boy, shit, nigga, death will break your ass down. Death will break your ass down to the ground, Jack. So I put my shades on. They put me on the front row. They put me on the front row. And I looked at my uncle in that casket on that front row. And I was cool. I was thankful. But when I looked over at his children, my first cousins, that if you put us all in a room together, you think we're brothers and sisters. We look so much alike. And I looked over at them kids. They grown folk now. They grown people. But I looked over at them and I understood that the head of their legacy is about to be closed in this casket and put in the ground. And I looked over at them and I seen their emotions flowing and going like a long house of mourning. I seen their emotions bubbling and flowing and going like a long house of mourning. And I couldn't control it. I wept for them. I felt for them. I wanted to stand up and say, I love you. You be strong. Because in 2017, I had to experience this same thing. I had to watch my beautiful mother be put in that ground. And they say they didn't have an extra pallbearer. Is that how you say it? Is that how you say it? Pallbearer, wheelbarrow? I don't know. Come on, man. They say they were mumbling. The service that kind of took a pause. And they were mumbling about, we ain't got an extra pallbearer. We ain't got. And I overheard what they said. And I jumped up. I say, what you say? We don't have extra power. I say, you got one. I carry my mama by my lonely if I had to. God give me the strength. I'll pick that casket up by my lonely. Now, I ain't Hercules. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Them caskets be heavy than a million. Them caskets be heavy than a million. But I carried my mama proudly because I remember everything she taught me. How she took care of me while I was in her stomach. She could have drunk motherfucking Hennessy straight every day. She could have smoked tobacco products, marijuana. She could have popped chemicals. She could have been in stressful situations every day. She could have been out in the club or 6 months pregnant, fist fight. But no, she took care of me. And look at me now. Every sniffle and sneeze, she was there to aid it. Every cut and bruise, she was there to aid it. Every morsel of food I needed, she was there to feed it to me. I was born, I ain't no shit. I was just a baby, a vessel, waiting for somebody to pour into me, waiting for somebody to care for me and take care of me. See, a lot of y'all don't consider from whence you came. You only think about where you're at right now. You don't think about how you got there. You only think about, look at me. I'm this, I'm that, I'm rat-a-tat-tat. I'm this, I'm. You don't think about the people who came before you, the village that had to raise you, the person that had to protect you from all the ailments of the world and society, the predators, the roaches, the rats, the dogs, the cats. Know what I'm saying? R.I.P. DMX. But I'm just saying, what if she didn't protect you when you got a cold and a fever? What if she didn't wrap you neatly in a warm blanket? What if she didn't submerge you in that warm water and that Johnson & Johnson and wash your little ass? So today, if you're still fortunate to have your mother or both parents, give them a hug and just say thank you. Call them on the phone if you can't get to them and check on them and say thank you. Do you need anything? Could I get you anything? Or if you could access them, go on over there, go take out their trash, go clean up something, go arrange something, go listen to their stories about how they came up. Go hear about their history. Go learn about your family's history. Go aid them and console them about all the people they lost, all the pain that they going through. You're no longer a baby. You're a man. Or you're a woman. Stand as a man and a woman. Your shoulders back, your chest out, your head held high. Walk with a stride. Walk with a confidence. Not because you cocky, not because you arrogant, because you believe that God's promise will be fulfilled. God's promise will be fulfilled. You stand with confidence, not because you have this and that, not because you have the salt of the earth. Because when it's time for you to transcend and ascend and leave this earth, you ain't gonna be able to take that Bugatti with you. You ain't gonna have no use for it. Them diamonds ain't gonna do you no good. When them slugs and them bugs and the maggots go to eating on your, them diamonds ain't gonna do you no good. Get that out that tomb and get that to that child for his college tuition. Sell it. Buy that child a house. But show love to the people who loved you so dearly that here you are today. Here you are today, able to hearken to my words on devices that cost just as much as vehicles. You ought to hear me this morning. You ought to open up your ears this morning and give praise and thank God. Thank God for he's a Leo. Thank God for your children, your spouse, your family, the love you get. You don't get hate. You don't get hate. What you get and what you receive is misunderstanding. You get people who misunderstand you because they got too much time on their hands. They ain't living in their purpose. So they misunderstand you and they say, oh, look, Scott Eric, who he think he is, and he's a Leo, 999. He ain't worth no 999. You get misunderstanding. Look at Jesus Trevino trying to trill cast. Look at Zay Sanchez trill casting and lasting. They don't understand that we built this city brick by brick. They don't understand we spent countless amount of hours giving the same energy that you are receiving here now today when we're over 600,000 views. That don't change a thing. That don't change the message. That don't change my heart on how I treat people. I still will take a crackhead and bring him up and put him on the platform and interview him. Don't play with me. I've been to the mountaintop. I've been alongside of kings of the earth. So them views ain't gonna make me no never mind. Now that suit will. I can't even, God good. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? That suit will change you. No, been blessed, been blessed. So we're gonna have strength and faith this morning, and we're gonna have joy in our heart to still be here on earth, to continue our fight, and to continue showing love to one another and treating people right and living as righteous individuals, to hope that the fulfillment of God's word come to pass. Because like I say, you and I cannot escape it. We will be in that box one day. All our works will be over. Only thing will remain is the stain that you left on people's hearts and minds. Now, when they bring your name up, if you were good to somebody, it's a possibility they will remember you with admiration. But if they bring your name up and you was a no good, rotten, low down scoundrel, you best believe the average person is gonna take a dump on your name. It's how you would like to be remembered. All you're doing right now is writing your story. You are writing your story. That's all you're doing. Every day you're etching your existence in stone. You are saying, I have been here, and this is what I've done, and this is what I'm going to leave behind. What is your legacy? What would you like your legacy to be? I've been trilled so long that it ain't no need in turning back. You understand? I've been trilled so long that it ain't no need in turning back. And I don't need now individual to acclimate who and what I am. I don't need to stand next to nobody to give myself worth, because my Father is the trillers of them all. My foundation that I stand on is the trillers of all. I don't know if you boys thought I was demonic, playing a harmonica with the devil. I don't know if you boys thought I was making a riddle, playing a fiddle with the devil. Oh no, cut. I ain't never stopped believing in God. I ain't never stopped praying. How you think I spent 20 some odd years in the most dangerous job in society these days? How you think I went in and out of these clubs 2-3 times a weekend unscathed, untouched, unharmed? You think I did that because I'm such a gangster? You think I did that because I'm so hard? Don't call it. You caught my attention. Don't call it a comeback. Base smuggler say, put this in the plate. That $200 suit looks good, man. $200 suit remind me how blessed I am. But now, me and Base Smuggler didn't make it in them clubs with that camera and my personality because I was the biggest and the roughest and the toughest with my Afro puffs. No, man. We made it through because before we stepped into that arena, I prayed for everybody. God, let us go as we came. I don't want I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to hurt nobody. But please don't let nobody hurt me, Lord. I'm trying to make a way for my family. I'm trying to live my dreams. They say when God gives you a talent, if you don't use it, you will lose it. They say the talents God give you, he wants you to use them for the greater good. Now, being in this earth, being on this earth, there's plenty of works of iniquity. Being on this earth is plenty of works of iniquity. We're not perfect. It ain't no excuse. Excuses are useless. Like a toothless man trying to eat a pork bone. We're here, and we got to make the best of it. You can't be where you're just, oh, I'm so godly, I'm so spiritual. This man is about to punch me in my face, but I'm a trust in God that it won't happen. He's standing right there in striking distance. He's standing right there in striking distance, and he's stark raving mad. Now, he didn't cock back, and he about to let one go. Now, don't be gullible. Don't be stupid. He gonna hit you if you don't use what God gave you, your senses, your agility, your mobility. If you think and use that, you already blessed. Your faith is having faith that you know I'm already blessed. He finna hit me. Ooh, slip, duck, get out the way. Now don't stand there. I know God won't let her hit it. Bah! Broke your nose. Now you questioning your faith. If God, why you broke my? Because you didn't move. Get out the way. You know what I mean? Or try not to be in those positions. But like I say, I wasn't able to go to all these different clubs and different hoods. I'm talking about you walked in some clubs, you smelt the death. You walked in some clubs, the individual's eyes was just as red, and they were smoking that wet. They were smoking embalming fluid. They were smoking what they put in dead people while they were on earth. But don't let me sit up here and condemn them, because I smoked it too. I smoked that whack. I smoked that wet. I smoked that fry. I smoked that buck naked. In Cali, they call it Sherm. In H-Town, they call it water. In PA, they call it slaughter. In all parts of the South, we call it dip. We call it diparachi. I used to get wet, but I ain't get wet to where I was dripping buck naked, because in some places they also call it buck naked. Because for some odd reason, if a person got the right chemical imbalance, he smoked that dip and he wound up buck naked. It ain't never made me want to come out my dungarees. Now I have took off my t-shirt. And join that water with me. But never did I want to drop my drawers and let it all hang out. So no, I will not condemn them for partaking in such rituals and activities. But what I would condemn is what came out of them after the fact. I remember one time I went to a club. I knew the times had changed. I knew the individuals in the club was maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years younger than me at the time. But I'm chasing tail just a little bit. I'm chasing tail just a little bit. And she says she gonna be at such and such club. And man, when I pull up to the club and park, it was dark. It was dark on the outside and even darker on the inside. When I pull up to the club and park, two individuals are playing cat and mouse. They're chasing each other, wielding weapons. Now, the weapons that they were bewildering were not knives or screwdrivers or anything of that nature. It was handgun. It was handgun. So here I am just walking up, and I'm almost in crossfire of a gunfight. But they took their little stupid self and chased each other on down the street. Now, that was enough for me to catch red flags and go on about my business. But when you in the pig pen, you don't know you in it until you look from the outside in. When you in the gutter, when you in the trenches, when you in the pig pen, you don't even know that you in it until you remove yourself and look from the outside in. Oh yeah, cut. Come on, man. You got to step outside sometime and look inward. But anyway, I goes in the club and the DJ playing that slow down music. You are in hell. And I'm looking at everybody, recognize their faces, but they growling and snarling, and their eyes are red, and ain't nobody on the dance floor dancing. They all standing around waiting on some stuff to pop off. They all standing around waiting to slew one another. And I seen the young girl in her environment just as clueless. I seen the young girl in her environment around all these young wolves, just as clueless, not even understanding she's in harm's way. And I approached her and I said, you got to holler at me. You got to holler at me later, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get out of here. You know what I mean? You got to. And players was walking up to me, hey, man, I ain't seen you in a while. Stay for a bit longer. And I was looking at them like, what is this, a seance? Because this show ain't a party. You did? What is you boys having in here, a cult meeting? Because I don't belong. This show ain't no party. You know what I mean? I don't belong. I'm too brightly lit to be in a dark place. You understand? Maybe I was the light, but not in there. No. Them young boys would have made you pop their top. Like Can of Prince. Them young boys would have made you pop their top. So I told her, I said, look here, you're going to have to holler at me later. This ain't it. Now, don't get me wrong. I still partied back then, but I'm a player. I party with abundance. I don't party with lack, and I do not party with haters. I do not party if you got hate in your heart. You cannot stand around me with hate in your heart. You cannot sit behind me with hate in your heart. You cannot walk behind me with hate in your heart. I don't claim to be a gangster, but you got to be a G at all times. Which it in loin in the streets, you take that with you. Because the world is a ghetto. But I left up out of there and I understood some places you don't belong. You don't owe nobody your ignorance to prove how brave you are to go stand in the bottomless pits with the demons. You don't go get down in the hog pen wearing all white and hope to stay clean. You're gonna get some slop on you. You understand? You understand that analogy? How you gonna go get in the hog pen wearing all white, then complain when you get some slop on you? So That place was a hog pen. And I removed myself. But I've been in multiple places, multiple situations, gun violence, knife wielding, fist fighting, bottle busting. And I ain't never received one scratch. Amen. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. And I'm still trill. I'm still trill enough to be who I am. I'm still strong enough to be who I am. Don't think I'm a change when I get around corrupt people and act as if I'm one of them. If they're not going the way I'm going, I know how to remove myself, and I know how to say, you know what? I want to get out, though. Let me out. I thought I wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? I thought I wanted to go on this who ride. With somebody lying, stop the car. I want to get out. You can't jump in every car. You can't go along with every understanding. Everything ain't meant for you. When your homeboy ready to crash out, if it ain't got nothing to do with the human race, it ain't got nothing to do with your family being threatened of annihilation. If it ain't nothing that detrimental, nothing that traumatizing, nothing that important, get out that car. If you're gonna be able to make it through the night the next morning and wake up and still remain and do everything you do, and your family is still safe, it ain't that important. And another thing, get off that internet worrying about what people say. Now, one thing that happens when your channel grows, the input from others also grow. Some people trolling, some people agreeing, and some people in their feelings worrying about what other people say. I am not a counselor. I am not a doctor. But I can tell you this: get out your feelings worrying about what people say. If you can't get nothing from it, if it's not no news you can use, it's pointless. If it's not one to grow on, it's pointless. It's just entertainment. Nobody on this internet making threats and talking out the side of their neck really intending to do nothing. They really trying to perpetuate that monetization. They're really trying to perpetuate that monetization. Because think about it. I want you to think for a minute. Have you ever seen a man come to YouTube gaslighting, clickbaiting, clout chasing? He's passionate. Oh my Lord, he's strong in his words and his verbiage. He's Hercules in his content, and he's so affected about what he's talking about that you think when he turned that YouTube off, he gonna handle that. You think, oh, he got you so riled up. Oh, when he turned that YouTube off, he gonna handle that. And then 30 minutes later, he come back with a whole nother topic. All that conviction, urgency, and anger, and saving the world, he backed door with another topic. Oh yeah, cuz this metaverse something else. Don't get caught up in this metaverse. Don't let this internet get up on you, because it'll get up in you. You see the guys solving cases. Somebody gets murdered in our culture. You see a whole bunch of some people start their whole blog of somebody's death. Some people start their whole internet career off somebody's death. They trying to profit off of somebody's death. They are trying to profit off of somebody's death. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had individuals ask me, why should I do this for you? How does it benefit Pimp's legacy or his kids? That lets me know this is an individual that's a Johnny come lately. This is an individual that know not who I am. And I don't care to enlighten him. Because if he was a true fan, a true supporter, and a true follower, he would see since day one, when Pimp was in prison, I was keeping it 02 Trill. But they won't tell you that. They don't tell you while Pimp was in prison, Heezy was hauling his mother to and from the store. Heezy was there consoling his mother while she was in pain. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you in these club environments, Heezy surrounded his mother with security. They don't tell you Heezy shielded his mother in these environments. But you know what? I don't need them to tell it. Because one thing I know, she loved me. She appreciated me. She thanked me. I'm going to tell y'all something else. God saw me. God saw my heart. I didn't go over there. I was summoned to come there. That wasn't even on my mind. I was already retail ready, packaged with my own product, taking the initiative to say, I am, he's a leader. I will win. I was already on that mission. I was invited to come have a sit down. But here's another thing people have no understanding of, clue of. Pimp C was not an individual that was easy to coexist with. Pimp C wasn't no regular individual. So the last 2 years of his life, how did I stay in the fold? See, people are like to tell you, oh, he was kissing butt. How can a grown man with his own, with deeds and titles to homes and cars, his own children, his own life, his own legacy, his own name, kiss butt? Now, we were doing business. We were standing on business. The first thing we did when he came home, the brother recognized that I wasn't just there for the stars and the lights and the cameras and the actions. I wasn't just there for the groupiness. He understands this is a grown man standing on business. So the first piece of business we did, etched in stone, concrete, that man put me at the door of his welcome home party over the money coming through that door. You don't hear me. You don't hear nothing I'm saying. If you hear me, you put a 100 off in here. If you understand what I'm talking about, put a 100 off in here, because I don't think you hear me. You don't just put anybody in no position like that. You show me a butt kisser overlooking thousands and thousands of dollars made within a few hours. And if you were at this party, you seen all walks of life coming there. You seen all sorts of celebrities from the, hey man. And if you was at this party, you seen me at the door. You could not come in there without seeing me at the door. But how did I remain and was able to stay in the fold? I'm gonna tell you, his mother, his precious mother, prepared me every day. His precious mother told me so much about her child that if I was an agent of darkness, if I was a no good, rotten individual, I almost had this man's DNA, his genetic makeup. She spent years schooling me, grooming me to be in a circle with her son. And all I can do is be thankful that God sent me. And I was who I was, and I stood how I stood, because with all this information, I could have been a threat to that man. But God knew my heart. She recognized my heart. So she entrusted me with all this intimate information about her child. She felt this is an individual that needs to be around my son. She wanted it more sometimes than I did. I heard he was difficult. But when I got to see it from my own eyes, I had a love for my brother. So I always wanted us to arrive at true understanding. I never wanted us having misunderstandings, because things, when you're dealing with people with strong personalities, when you're dealing with people with armies and money, things can go left quickly. Lives can be lost quickly. Do you understand a lot of lives are being lost today over petty misunderstandings? A priceless life, a human being's life, is being lost today over meager misunderstandings. So when me and the man connected, first day, he embraced me like a brother. He included me. Do you understand how I feel to be included? Do you know the feeling of inclusion? And I ain't talking about inclusion of destruction. I'm talking about inclusion of elevation, inclusion and acceptance. You understand, Trillcast? We got 500,000 views. So he say, we are about to get rich. Woo! That was music to my ears. That was the path I was on. But the brother fresh home, just me and him. Everybody hadn't arrived yet. He gave me a brotherly embrace. He said, thank you, man. My mama told me, my nigga, see, this ain't gonna be in the book, but it'll be in my book. People around knew. People around knew, but they ain't gonna tell you that. But he say, my mama told me, man. Thank you, my nigga. We are about to get filthy rich. We. So to remain around him for the last 2 years of his life, when every opportunity, every resource, every individual, can you imagine having that type of demand on your life? Could you survive with that type of demand on your life when you wake up in the morning, your phone has so many missed calls and so many text messages that you got to have multiple devices? You got to have people blocking and shielding. You got to have a layer before people can get to you because it's way too much. Can you imagine having an itinerary so full telling you you got to be here, there, and everywhere, day by day, hour after hour, minute by minute? You couldn't do it. You say you want to be in another man's shoes, but when it come time, you couldn't do it. You can't catch all them planes on time. You can't guarantee every time you hit the stage, you're going to get that fire. You can't even guarantee that you're going to have your voice to speak when you use your throat and your voice to make your livelihood. Can you commit to your mind will be right? Can you commit to your heart will be right? Can you commit to you won't have a flu? You won't have a bellyache? Can you commit to that? No, you can't. So this individual has so many things coming at him. What I wanted to do was make sure when I came at him, it was very necessary. See, sometimes you ain't got to have the right words to say. Sometimes you don't have to say nothing at all. Oh no, I need another mile. They didn't gave me 2 miles. They didn't gave me 2 miles. I need some more. I need me some more, boss. Come on, boss. I need me some more. Hey man, I thank y'all very much, man. I'm going for 3 miles. I'm doing 5 miles today. 3 of them right now. But yeah, sometimes, man, you ain't got to have the right words to say. Just be present. You ain't got to have the right words to say. How you gonna tell a man who got everything going in life anything? You need to be an ear, loyalty. You need to be an ear sometime. You need to be a shoulder sometime. And you don't need to carry the conversation that you are blessed to receive. You don't need to carry every conversation that you are fortunate to receive. So, how did I remain? With many ups and downs and misunderstandings. I was schooled. I was briefed. I was educated. I was entrusted with my man's character, personality, past events, people who were around him where they went wrong. Mama West gave me a clear advantage to befriend her son in a way so in depth. If I was a fake nigga, I could have made him believe I was his best friend. If I was a fake nigga, I could have made him believe I am your protector. I'm your crash dummy. No, can't do that. I let him know I'm a man, Buddha, and I'm here to stand with you in this elevation and take off some of the load that you've accepted as a rapper man. In return, I also am a rapper, man. Hopefully, the connection will elevate the both of us, and we could bless our families with abundance. And I'm truly here to tell you that's what it was, and that's what it still is. So you can always have an opinion. You can always question something, but it ain't guaranteed you're gonna get your answer. The best thing to do sometime is to stop, look, and listen. You see, if you arrive on my YouTube page and out of 1,400 videos, you watch 60 seconds of one and you formed a true judgment and opinion of what I'm doing and who I am, you are prejudiced. You are prejudiced. You are judgmental. You're quick to judge. You're quick to make an assumption. You just want to be included. What you need to do, if you haven't been watching, sit back and watch and listen. This might not be for you. What I do might not be for you. And to keep it player and all, if it ain't for you, unsubscribe. See, when you watch something on TV and you don't like it, back in the day, you used to have a dial. Look like a dial on a safe for you to get the correct combination. You used to turn the TV with a dial like you was trying to get the right combination. But while you're turning the TV, trying to find something to watch, if you didn't like the program that was on, you didn't sit there and criticize it. You didn't sit there and make comments. You turned the channel. But something is wrong today. People are mesmerized by things that they don't like, that they can't change. But all they got to do is turn the channel. So yeah, don't you come in here out of 1,400 videos, out of 20 some odd years of a public life. Don't you come in here, I need another mile. Don't you come in here running out of miles. Oh no, don't you come in here running out of miles. We talking about I need unlimited. I need another mile. Don't you come in here passing your judgment when you don't even know what you're looking at. When you don't understand who I am, how I've stood. Bass Smuggler was fortunate to see me and Mama West interact. Bass Smuggler was able to see me and Mama West in our intimate, private, enclosed rooms with just family around. Corey, when he was knee high. UGK Records, when we had our shoes off. You know somebody comfortable when they got their feet out, walking around in their socks, got their wife beater on with their belly hanging out. Bass Smuggler was fortunate to see that. And if you ask him the dynamics of that, was something fake about that? You know what he'd probably tell you? He'd probably tell you he felt he was witnessing family. Simply. That's what he'd probably tell you. Nothing forced, nothing fake, just family. And they became my family. She became my second mother in music. So please, not for my sake, because it make me no never mind. If you're new to my channel, I respect if you take your time and go on down through there and figure out Why did you subscribe? You ain't got to listen to every 2-hour video. Skim through it. Listen to them Trill stories. Because I don't just put people on Trill stories who don't have Trill stories. These are individuals that interacted with Pimp C personally. You think, let me ask you a question. Let me just ask you, I want you to think. You think if I was over here bull crapping that Bun B, you talking about one half of UGK? You listen to UGK? You think Bun B will come over here and put a stamp on me? He come over here and co-sign what I'm doing? No. See, if I was on some bull crap, he would have never came. He would say, I disapprove. And my brother has that right to tell me, hey, you know what, Heezy, that ain't right. And you know what? As a big brother in music, a brother from Port Arthur, I'm gonna take a second look. And if he's correct, I will agree with him. And I will move accordingly. See, he's called me many a times when things was running amok. And he said, hey, he's in. Y'all got going on over there. That ain't right. And I said, brother, you are absolutely correct. But let me tell you, I don't have control of certain things that run amok. For instance, Rap-A-Lot has a lot of individuals that can obtain a Rap-A-Lot t-shirt, but in actuality, not really down. And they can go and perpetuate activities that the camp don't agree with. But I can't call you, Bun, and say, hey, what y'all doing over there at Rap-A-Lot? Because I understand the dynamics. So I say, let me show you something, brother. Because I love and respect your words, I'm going to do something so you can identify what comes by me and from me. He say, what's that? I say, everybody who get down with He's a Leo will have a Trill Gang shirt from now on so they can represent. Now, there's a couple of individuals that have helped me push my music from here to Timbuktu. And yeah, I'm going to bless them with a UGK Records shirt. But I'm going to tag their position on their shirt. He said, you going to do that? I say, that's what I'm going to do. And I say, it's an abuse going on of UGK Records, because anytime somebody go and have a sit down with mama, be it in a beautiful conversation, they wake up anointed with the shield like they signed a record deal. And I understood that. So after that conversation, we had a meeting. I didn't tell everybody why, but I told all the head rappers of UGK Posse, I told all the head rappers of UGK Posse, not they crew, not they hang-arounds, not they men that they had doing whatever. I told the heads, I say, be careful who you give a UGK record, Dickie, and make sure it's somebody that represents you the right way. And I say, put their position on their shirts. Nobody knew why I said that, but I'm telling you today because my brother called me and told me shit getting out of hand. And then from then on, I went on to create Trill Gang. Why did he create Trill Gang? To stop the abuse of UGK records. I understood the dynamics that people wanted to feel the inclusion. See, we're back to that word, inclusion, inclusiveness. So I say, you can't add yourself to this, but here's something you can represent freely. Trill Gang. It's not a gang of individuals perpetuating violence who have ops. We don't have any opponents. We don't have any rival gangs. We're individuals who claim to be at Trill, and we group together and we wear Trill gear, representing the staple clothing brand that I started in 1999, and I wish any sapsucker in the world tell me different. I wish any sapsucker in the world can prove me wrong. Because if you think back, what were you doing in 1999? That's your claim to fame. I can't change that for you. I can't talk you out of that. But if you found me in 1999, what was I doing? I was gearing up for a few things. I was gearing up for a few things. I'm gonna tell you what you were doing in 1999, partially. In 1999, you were getting ready for the Y2K scare. In 1999, you wasn't starting a clothing brand. In 1999, you were buying abundance of canned goods and water and non-perishable items because they threatened that the lights would go out. In 1999, you were nervous. You were uncertain. Your plans was in the balance because you thought when 2000 hit, the Y2K scare was going to shut the grid down across the world. So that's what you was doing in 1999. And UGK was doing big pimping. UGK was doing big pimping with Jay-Z around that time. But you know what I was doing? You know what I was doing? Anybody got a clue? I gave you tips. Who know what I was doing? I was reading book. I was buying designs. I was pricing t-shirts. I was finding screen printers. I was saying to myself, I'm gonna start Trill Gear 2000. Come on, man. I said to myself, I'm gonna start Tight White Trill Gear 2000. So don't you come over here fixing your fingers to type no comment about why. From Port Arthur, Texas, Cadillacs or Williams. I come from one of the trillest groups of guys that ran them streets. And pretty soon I'm gonna start bringing them up on the platform one by one. They're going back through there, but then to tell you about the reincarnation of who they are today. We're gonna have fun talking about the turmoil. We ain't gonna incriminate ourselves. We're gonna have some fun talking about the turmoil, but we're gonna get to the good part. So why does he wear Trill every day? Because he always did. You look at the videos, you go look at the BET video when we on Short, Texas. The boy got on a tight white Trill Gear shirt. Go find the date on that thing. You go to Port Arthur, you're going to find a dope fiend walking around with a tight white Trill Gear hoodie. You're going to see an individual with something Trill on. And you ask, where you got it from? Man, he's Leo, man. He's Leo. He's Leo. You'll be right there on the corner selling T-shirts. He's like the old folks say. He Leo. You'll be right there on the corner selling T-shirt and ball cap. He Leo. You got some more of them ball cap? He's Leo. We ain't gonna make it big, bro. He's Leo. You still cutting records, and I love it. You still cutting records, yeah. So don't be a Johnny come lately and look at the big ugly man and go to making comment, because you know not what you're saying. You don't understand how trill I am. You haven't listened to the incredible music that I have. You don't understand the dynamics of the music business. How many try but not make it to where they're known worldwide. You don't understand how many people have hits but couldn't promote it to the next level so it could be heard worldwide. You don't understand how independent artists have survived the test of time and have spent so much money on themselves only to still be unknown. You maybe have seen independent artists, but I'm talking about real underground kings. Like the artist I had on last, Goldie the Gas Man. A lot of you have never heard of him. But when I tell you personally, I know this man has invested into his career hundreds of thousands of dollars. When the white girl came on with the blonde hair, the sexy psycho, and I asked her, how much would you say you've invested into your career? I'm not a journalist. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a blogger. But I know to ask this question because I know what I've done. I know my sacrifice. How many of you will believe in yourself so in depth that you would sail the roof over your head? I ain't talking about Scott Eric. That's what Scott Eric do. Scott Eric know the formula to that. He know how to, you know what I'm saying, flip them joint. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking. I'm talking about somebody takes the roof from over his head and sells it to invest into his career. You heard DMD say on the record, we put the house on it. And that's true. I get it. Hiroshima, they put the house on it. But he's Leo didn't tell you. He sold his house to invest into his career. He's a Leo didn't tell you he spent years in the streets, hand-to-hand combat, city to city. Not in the suburbs, not in the suburbs, homie. When people tell you they saw me, they're not gonna say, oh, I saw him at a mansion party, eating caviar and drinking champagne. They're gonna say, I saw him in my hood. I used to see him in my hood all the time. They're gonna say, I saw him at the corner store in the hood. I saw him in the projects. I saw him at Traders Village. I saw him at this concert, this hood club, that hood club. So forgive me if today I like to play in the metaverse, because the metaverse has advanced my movement. The metaverse has allowed me to push one button and multiple people hear my voice from all over. I can't be in all these places in the physical realm at one time. But if I push this button, I can be in the metaverse and be heard and intimately received. So it's about time my game advance and elevate. And I appreciate everybody who comes and perpetuates. Appreciate all the old subscribers and all the news. But I ask you, save me and you the disruptive, destructive interactions. You can have fun and comment what you want. I'm not trying to control you, but I don't want you coming here trying to instigate and agitate and aggravate, because you're in the wrong place. I'm not easily moved like that. And no, this is not a safe haven for you to come and talk down on Bun B. And everyone who knows me, who've been coming to this channel, have heard this since day one. There's no changing with it. There's a huge misconception when there's not many who are successful. There's a huge responsibility for when it's not many when they're successful. See, people like to assume because you have more than them, you should break down and give everybody something. But let them get something. See, they ain't never had nothing to feel the pressure when everybody wants a part of you. In Port Arthur, Texas, we have about 50, close to 60,000 people population. In Port Arthur, Texas, we once had 2 rap staples that were making incredible leaps and bounds. UGK and DJ DMD and the Inner Soul Clique. But unfortunately, my friend, co-CEO, he passed away. DMD, he turned gospel. He backed away. So no longer is there a firm representation of the second coming of successful artists. So what remained was the up and coming underground artists trying to get on, trying to get in position. I was right behind DMD with Triple Gold Records, but I've never had an investor. I always had to carefully make my dollars cut cartwheels to continue. But people think it's easy. People used to say, I can do what he's doing. They didn't know how many thousands of dollars I had invested in myself just to be criticized. They didn't even know how much sacrifice when they're in the bed slobbing on their pillow. They don't know I'm in Louisiana in a club that don't close till 5 in the morning and everybody drunk and high. And everybody listen to Trigger Mike. Bam, 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 bam. Everybody listen to lay them down, lay them. But they in their bed resting. But I make it back to town the next day so early they don't even know I left. And when they see me, they say, look at, he's a Leo with his whack music. When they don't even have music, can't rap, and if they did rap, sounded like garbage. Look at him. It's easy to pass judgment. It's easy. You just come out your mouth and say, oh, you stink. When you fresh out the tub, when it's in me. So when you're one surviving member of the national group, UGK, you're just one individual. You're a bun B, one individual. But you have a fraction of 60,000 people that have expectations on your life. Can any one of you imagine being in that position, and can you make everyone smile? Ask yourself this question. Can any one of you be in his shoes and make everybody happy? So the urban community of 60,000 people would probably be 15 to 20%. 15, or let's say 20%. Let's say 20%. That's just a quarter. So 20,000 people have expectations on your life. 20,000 people would like to live in your head and direct your moves. Now, there's a percentage of them people who are rooting for you and who understand you're the only person living in your head, and I hope God guides your heart and your mind. And that percentage may be 5. There's a percentage of people who don't care what you're doing. They know about you. They don't care what you do. There's a percentage of people who support you, everything you do. And they go about their merry way. But then there's a percentage of people who expect you to read their mind and their hearts and do what they expect you to do. And when you don't, you're lame. You are HO. You ain't no good. You are sellout. They even go so far to say things that I won't repeat. But to know this man personally and know that all he's ever done by me and for me was add unto me. Now, gauging the addition, yeah, it probably could have been this or that or a bit more. Hey man, when somebody do something or give you something, just say thank you and keep it moving. Because they don't have to add nothing to you. Some of us have a parent that aborted us. And I don't mean like abortion. I mean that, hey man, I don't want to be no live in this or that. And they went on aboard at the mission. What was the expectations there? This is the person who laid there and created you. Well, your expectations for that man. But no, you wanna look at one of your peers and place unrealistic expectations on that one individual instead of being concerned and compassionate to when you see him, instead of saying, give me something of you. Instead of saying, give me a part of you, I'm taking away also. How about you ask him, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well, man. God bless you. Stay strong, brother. How about that? Nah, everybody wants something. How about you say, hey, I make designs. I just wanted to give you a design, a piece of my work, so you can see if you ever need me, I'm here for you. Hey, I do this, I do that. If you ever need, I'm here. Hey, wish you well in life. Hey, hope your heart and mind is not troubled, but we are not compassionate. We are ravenous. We want to sink our teeth in all the time. We want to bite. We want to slice. But that ain't always the answer. That ain't always the answer. It's like seeing a man who's been to war. You see a decorated man in a uniform. You see a man who was conditioned to march and stand up strong. You see an admirable looking man. But what you don't see is what he has saw. What you don't see is the battlefield that his eyes have recorded for his memory and his brain. The smoke, the noises of the guns, the screams of the wounded, the screeching screams of the dying, the tanks, the smell. You don't see what he has saw and what he's been, unfortunately, but fortunate, blessed enough to survive. You only see his uniform. You only see the outer being, but you don't know what he's walking around with on his heart and in his mind. So be slow to approach that soldier and make mockery and borrow and beg and have expectations. You a soldier, won't you come to my neighborhood? Why you don't come to my neighborhood and be a soldier since you are a U.S. Marine? Since you know how to wield that AK-47 or that, what they carry? M16. You know how to carry M16? Well, come on to my house. 20,000 people expect a soldier when they come home to come defend everywhere. When he got a family of his own. When he got to pull his mind back together and understand he has to turn off the kill switch. When he has to contain himself and know that every threat that come across ain't really a threat. Somebody on the internet, I'll get you, nigga. Boy, you're talking to a soldier. This nigga is trained to get you. But you, nigga, I ain't scared of you, bitch ass nigga. Dad, you been to war. I'm a soldier too, bro. I wear fatigue. But this man has to contain himself when he was once hired to send boys to the upper room and was paid for it. It was his job. But he has to come back into society and blend in. He might have to get a regular job, and he got a dweeb talking to him who he know if he wanted to apply any kind of pressure, he can send him off the job on a stretcher. So you get my point. So what you're not understanding or what you're witnessing is Bun B is a soldier. Trill OG is a soldier who's wrapped his way up the financial ladder, going in and out of clubs when they had 3 people there to 3,000 people. He's traveled. God has blessed him to be safe on hundreds of flights. God has blessed him to be safe in hundreds of cars to and from. Hundreds of buses, hundreds of trips, in and out of thousands of clubs, rapping to millions of people for the span of almost 30 years. Where is the compassion? All I see is hate. All I see is unrealistic expectations. I don't call that man every day. I don't ask that man for shit, but maybe twice a year. I don't have no goddamn expectations, nigga. Niggas got me cursing while preaching earlier. Hey, I'm going for 4 miles. Hey, y'all ain't got to hang out. I'm going for 4 miles. I might get my 5 right here. Boy, I'm fired up. Boy, God good. I ain't had no brothers, but my energy good, man. But the realistic expectation I would suspect could happen is we be black people and we show love and compassion to one another. But no, we get the opposite. Look at, he's elite. He's fat. He's trying to rap. Nobody want none of that. Not knowing I'm the same person that'll help them. You rather hurt me when I'm the one that'll help you. But you wonder why you ain't never got nowhere. You got too much hate in your heart. You got too much entitlement in your bones. You have entitlement from people who don't even know your ass breathing. You got entitlement for people who don't even know your ass breathing, boy. Better get out of here and make some noise. You have expectations. Shit, why the radio station ain't called me? The radio stations ain't gonna call you, closet rapping ass motherfucker. Boy, done lost his religion. I'll get it back. Don't worry about me, I'll get it back. In the closet rapping. Ain't nobody know about you but you, the big bug, the rats and the roaches, and your mama now. And maybe one of your little slow ass homeboys. But you're wondering why nobody want to give me a break. Boy, nobody know you need a break. You know how people start to know you need a break? When you take the initiative and you go out there and you show the world your talent. You put your arrogance aside and you go get on the stage of life. You take stage. When you're at the club, don't just be a club goer, buying liquor and booze and trying to get numbers, then go home. Go to the club with USB drives. Go to the club with thumb drives with your information on it. It can just have your ad on it. It can just have your Instagrams on it. It could have your YouTube on it. It could have a link. I don't know what you're going to have on it, but all I'm trying to tell you to do, stop going to these places where you should be promoting. You're going over there joking. You're going to these places where you should be promoting, joking. But you got all these expectations. Nobody knows me and the trouble. Nobody will ever know your name. No one will ever remember your name. These days, you don't even have to leave the comfort of your home. If you're so talented, go to your Instagram and just go to rapping. Or if you know how to dance, go to dancing, go to singing. You keep uploading it every day. And you tag people every day. Look at me. Look at me. You go to your TikTok and you display your talent. I'm talking about your talent. Do you know how many people on TikTok who are just housewives? Do you know how many people on TikTok who are just closet rappers, closet singers, closet dancers, girls with big old butts? Do you know how many regular girls that were probably getting treated like crap by their boyfriends that were fine, that were fine as wine? Because he know he got her somewhere in the outskirts and nobody know her. He treating her like crap, like she don't exist. When she cooks and clean and she walks around with them tight jeans. And one day he cheats on her. He stays out 2-3 days in a row. She tired of telling her girlfriend things ain't going right. And she gets on her TikTok. She don't know what to say, but she just turned that curve of that voluptuous butt towards that camera. And she just make a little TikTok being cute, having their little toes how they do. You know how the ladies stand. They got one foot flat and they got the other foot turned out with their heel going to the right, but their toe pointed to the left. And it gives them this nice, voluptuous silhouette. And she put that big old round rump, this right angle at that camera. And she uploaded that video. She may put a caption on there like, unbothered. And she goes on about her day. She goes to sleep drinking a glass of wine, worrying about Peter, Tom, whoever he is. And the next morning she wake up. The video is semi-viral. The next morning she wakes up, she have an acceptance and inclusion and comments. Multiple men from all over the world, hey queen. Multiple females who wish they had a physique like her. You doing it, girl? Multiple people trying to reach her inbox, desiring her attention. And all of a sudden, she's an overnight sensation. It happens just like that. Now it's on her to hold her composure and know, don't let this go to your head, girl. You keep perpetuating and you learn how to turn this into finance. You don't turn this intention into being an intention whore. You turn this attention into finance. You learn how to market and promote. You learn how to direct traffic. Then you become somewhat of an outlet for people who love your look. They ain't even heard your voice yet. They just love your look. Now, if your quality on the inside, you could come and you could perpetuate and have conversation. Now you have people who look towards going to your TikTok to say, hey, this beautiful lady is educated. She's a housewife. She know how to cook and bake. She's a real estate agent. Hey, she's a insurance, you know, whatever you are. So when your husband come home and he devalues you, your confidence is now back through the roof. And you tell him, you say, hey, Peter, I am somebody. I am valuable. I didn't tell you, but I've made over $250,000 off OnlyFans. Playing in my pagoda while you was out cheating on me. Get your shit and get out. I know y'all thought this shit was probably going somewhere real, arms of the angel. I know y'all thought this shit was probably going somewhere real, arms of the angel. But you already know. Best part of waking up, sometimes you got to get some bullshit in your cup. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah. I've been on the treadmill. I've been on the treadmill so long. I'm going crazy. I'm trying to walk the Jubilee. I'm I'm doing 5 miles. I was gonna bust it down, you know what I'm saying? But I'm doing it in one setting, man. Come on, man, you know what I mean? I'm doing it in one setting, man. But yeah, what's up? What you got to tell me? Oh no, you're gonna get on with it. I ain't got time for wardrobe. Listen, I ain't got time for wardrobe. Got too much on my mind. I can't pick out your wardrobe. Now you want me as a wardrobe consultant? No. We'll talk about that. I'll get back at you. Yeah. I came to listen. Don't listen, Linda, listen, Linda. Don't just put me on detail of pettiness. You know what I like to see in girl. Putting on Ritz. Now let me get back to what I'm saying. So if you're an underground artist or whomever, you got all these expectations of this person, that person. Have some expectations of yourself. Have some expectations of yourself, man. You talking about somebody let you down, you letting yourself down. You letting yourself down trying to depend on other people. Boy, in this life, you got to stand on your own. Especially if you have the ability to. If you have the same makeup that I have, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears, so forth, so on, boy, you got to stand on your own, boy. You don't get respected for leaning. You think you get respected by getting on another nigga back? You think you get respected by letting another man carry you? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, if that's how you move, if you like for another man to carry you, if you like to lean on another man, you better get ready. You better get ready, boy. That nigga want some kagogi, you know what I mean? That nigga want some kagogi, man. Hold up, man. You know what I mean? You already being a bitch, lay down. You know what I mean? You're already moving like a bitch, so lay down, nigga. Not me carrying the weight, like you my old lady. So if you ain't gonna do it in prison, why do it in the world? Next time I have OG Percy on here, I'm gonna ask him, say, man, what if a nigga had so much expectation of another nigga in prison and wanted him to, you know, fend for him and wanted all this here, he had unrealistic expectations of another person. How would that work out for him? I guarantee you, OG Percy say, what you talking about, the dynamics of a nigga in his punk? I bet you gonna say something like that. So, being in the free world, nigga, shit, nigga, we in the same conditions. We in the same conditions. Now, some men are real and trill, and they compassionate, and they considerate, and they know you, they gonna do things for you. You got niggas like me who just got a big heart that knows that God pours into me more so I can pour out. But he don't say, pour everything you got out. He said, when your cup overrunneth, you go to blessing others. So don't be foolish. Don't be foolish thinking because you know of somebody, you expect something. How about you know of somebody and you respect something? That's the type of shit I was raised on. Respect was a motherfucker. That's what men moved on. Respect. Unfortunately, men died by disrespect. But as we move into the modern world, we know not to be distracted and moved by all disrespect. Because if you try to chase every disrespectful thing that comes your way, you're gonna be like a dog when a siren calls. when an ambulance car passes by. You're going to be like a dog locked in the gate when the ambulance car passes by. You ever notice when an ambulance, you ever rode in an ambulance? Has anybody ever rode in an ambulance car? Has anybody ever rode in an ambulance car? But that ain't the notes he was hitting, but don't make me no, never mind. But you ever seen a dog? He's sitting down, gnawing on a bone, or licking his own balls, having a good time. Then all of a sudden, wow, woo, 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 woo. Ambulance come. What do? He jumps up and he takes off running. The gate is closed. And he runs, barking. Oh. He wears himself out. He blows his throat out, barking at the ambulance car that has already gone by. And he go back and look at everybody like, oh shit, I was, man. Ambulance car better not never pay about you. He lay back down, go to licking on his bone or licking on his balls. Another ambulance car, he do the same thing. Over and over, ambulance cars are passing freely. He's chasing every last one of them. So when you today, as a man, feels obligated to go after everybody who make a slick comment to you, you that dog. Oh yeah, Cuddy. Anytime you feel like, because everybody coming from all over the world, you don't even understand. Sometimes it's people sitting on the internet weighing 700 pounds that can't do nothing but type comment. Can't do nothing but type comment and eat chicken. Can't do nothing but type comment and eat buckets of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Ain't even got to go to the store no more. Ain't even got to pull up to the drive-thru no more. I'm talking about they can push a button on their phone. Yeah, I say phone. Sound better. They should have spelled it F-O-M. Yeah, fundamentals of math, baby. That's why I was in F-O-M. They should have spelled foam, F-O-M. Think you're so smart and all. But now, sitting at the, ain't even a desk, it's a little tiny desk. 700 pounds. Hit a button on the phone and order 2 buckets of chicken and a 2-liter Diet Coke. Family order of fries, 6 biscuits, coleslaw, corn on the cob, and a 2-liter Diet Coke. Now they sit there and they eat 40% of that, and they farting. I'm talking about this. First thing they do, they say, let me get on the internet. I'm finna launch an attack. I hate myself. I hate my circumstance. I stink. I got gas. I'm unhealthy. I ain't seen my Peter in plenty of years. I ain't heard no, I don't think I ever heard no Kagogi. Fuck the world! I forgot the gravy and mac and cheese. I forgot the side order of family gravy and mashed potatoes and mac and cheese. So when they come to that internet, they ain't coming with no goddamn way to go, He's a Leo. You're doing great. They ain't coming with that shit. Nigga dying. Nigga coming that motherfucker mad and God damn it. Bitch ass nigga, you ain't jamming. Bitch ass nigga, get off of Pimp C nuts. Nigga, Bun B don't fuck with you. But see, they don't hate you, man. They don't hate you. They hate their conditions. They hate that they don't think they have what's necessary inside of them to fix their conditions. They're like children. They're only lashing out. They're like children lashing out. And that dynamic doesn't go for everybody. There's introverted people. There's introverted people who maybe was raised and the parent used to discipline them by putting them in a dark closet and forgetting that they left them there. And all the while that child is in the dark, afraid, don't even know what's in that closet, but he knows if he come out, he gonna get whooped. Sent to his room without dinner, made to sleep on the floor, abused, and then set free on that internet. What you think he gonna do? He's been used as a punching bag. He's been placed in the dark. He's gonna want you to come meet him in the dark. He's gonna try to summons you to his world. And the list goes on of conditions in this world. The level of intellect from everyone, it varies. Just because someone say, hey, this is my mother or this is my father, first thing you think is prestige. First thing you think is that's their protector. First thing you think, I respect these individuals, because you think maybe they're like your mother who took care of you and protected you. But what if his parents are monsters with smiling faces? What did Jeffrey Dahmer's parents expose him to? What did he see when he was in the army? Why was he so twisted? Or was he born like that? Can you imagine Jeffrey Dahmer on the internet, on the Trio cast? Nigga might comment, keep on, he's a little I eat your ass, Paul. You know what I mean? Keep on, he's a little I eat your ass. And you think he trolling. You think he trolling when behind those eyes, he's a motherfucking monster. So you gotta be careful chasing Amalam's car. Has anybody ever chased an Amalam's car? And if y'all see me chasing an Amalam's car sometime on 17 or Charleston White, I want you to know something. I want you to know something. I don't give a damn what niggas say. I want you to know something today. I don't give a damn what niggas say. Now, I was having a conversation with a brother of mine, and he said someone told him, sometimes you got to dance with the devil. So I understand sometimes you might cut a little two-step with the devil. But am I going to come off my throne and be passionate, looking for fisticuffs, looking for conflict? You got me fucked up. I'm in conflict with myself daily. I'm overweight. I got high blood pressure. I got family members dying left and right. I got children who need guidance and understanding. I got grown men who call me for understanding. I got grown women who call me for wardrobe malfunction. I got the trill cast to come and give some goodness to. I'm in a fight of my life for economic development and finance. I have to keep things in order. I have multiple businesses. I have the IRS breathing down my neck, taking a slice. I got family in need, in prison, on death row, don't know his faith. Made a name for myself. I have a legacy to uphold. I have to keep my name intact. I have people that look up to me. I got a God that has blessed me with the ability to be all that I am. And nowhere on my schedule is it to go check a fuck nigga. Nowhere on my itinerary does it say, leave your throne at 4 o'clock and go check a fuck nigga. Oh yeah, Cutting, you a gangster. You a G. Go check a fuck nigga. So I'm giving free rein to any fuck nigga that hear my words. I truly don't intend to chase an ambulance call. But when you disinfect me and it will add value to what I'm doing, I know how to play the game, Cutting. I was raised playing the dozen. And I don't fear when I go out in public because I'm pretty agile for a big nigga. I hit hard than a motherfucker. And I got a couple other things that if harm come my way, I'm gonna go out like a motherfucking soldier. I got a few other things that's gonna allow me to go out like a motherfucking soldier instead of, oh, please, 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 please. Boy, fuck you. But I don't bother nobody. I don't fuck with nobody. I mind my business and I take care of my business. And I give a whole lot of respect from the littlest to the smallest, to the tall and the tallest. But if it's important enough, if it's me or you, if you're planning to follow me home and harm mine and harm my well-being, you have now pushed the right code to see the orangutan, to see the warrior, to see the soldier. You have overeated the soldier. And hey, he gonna show up. He gonna show up. And he gonna go. He gonna slide. He gonna do whatever he needs to do to eliminate the threat. He's not gonna talk you out. Hey man, put the gun down, man. We're brothers. Don't you have no love? And pop! Oh no, Cutting. Oh no, Cutting. His voice will sound something like this. Back up. Pop, 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 pop. Reload. Pop, 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 pop. Come on, man. And I advise every nigga to move like that. Boy, we're in some trying times, boy. You don't give no nigga no benefit of the doubt around this, but fuck you, boy. Fuck you in your dead ass. You understand me? I don't bother nobody. So when you come by my way with that bullshit, we're gonna see about it. So no, try not to chase the Amalamb's call. Now I want to ask you guys a question. Whoever remained, we have now completed 4 miles. I ask you to direct my steps. Do you think, because I got the juices and berries flowing, that I should keep going? Do you think I should go and get that other mile and be done for the day? Go and get that 5th mile. Do you think I should go and get that 5th mile? Boss, y'all think I should get that 5th mile, boss? What you think? You think I should get that 5th mile and come back later on the day like I intended to do 2 more and call it 7? You did? You think, instead of saying I wanted 5, yeah, hey man, y'all gave me this. Y'all did this here. God and y'all did this here. I ain't gonna lie. God and y'all did this here. I ain't had no breakfast. I'm gonna tell you what I had this morning. I'm gonna tell you the only thing I had this morning. I want you to understand, this is pure God in me. I had 16 ounces of warm water. I had 16 ounces of warm water. I had 2 ounces of lemon juice. I had 2 ounces of lemon juice from concentrate. And I had 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar. And I had a dash of cinnamon. And I put that in my warm water and stirred it up. And I downed it. And I drove to this private gym that I attend. Early mornings, a lot of people don't come in. Late in the evening, a lot of people don't come in. Therefore, I'll be the only one in the gym acting a plumb motherfucking fool. You understand? We're gonna keep going and going and going like a long house of mourning. And I ain't had not one drip of water. We're on a marathon. Yeah, we're on a marathon. And anybody come by this video and say, damn, no good, been on the internet 2 hours talking. Come on, man. If anybody come by this video and say, man, I went to church and came back and ate Thanksgiving dinner, this nigga still talking. This nigga still going. Yeah, man. Say, man, you know what, man? I ain't no bug coming here, man. I ain't eating nothing today but apples and oranges and chicken salad. I ain't eating nothing today but apples and oranges and a chicken salad. My steps already ordered. Already have cooked my chicken strips and cut them up in cubes. And I have romaine lettuce and baby spinach already tossed in a plastic container, just waiting on me. And I have apples and oranges just waiting on me. Now, I'll tell you about my healthy chocolate oatmeal. Now, you're probably wondering, how can he have a bowl of chocolate oatmeal and in the same sentence call it healthy? Well, I'm gonna tell you how. You get special dark chocolate. You understand? You get special dark chocolate. If you can get it in morsels where you bake cookies, that'll be the perfect way. A little chips, to bake cookies with. Now you keep your bag of those handy, and you get the oatmeal. That's now you really, I'm gonna tell you, you're really doing something if you get steel cut oatmeal. You're really doing your body good if you get steel, S-T-E-E-L, not S-T-E-A-L. I am not telling you to go steal no oatmeal. How would you look going to jail stealing oatmeal? You need now, so you get steel cut oatmeal. The hang up with steel cut oatmeal is they take a little longer to cook. They take a little longer to cook. So, boy, I need a little drink of water. But they take a little longer to cook. And let's say you press for time. So you get instant. I want you to get plain oatmeal with no additives, no sugar, no flavor. Just get plain old oatmeal. When you eat it, it tastes like eating paper. But here's where it gets good. This is how it becomes Leo's famous chocolate oatmeal. You're gonna cook them packets of that plain oatmeal. You hang in there right there. I'm gonna give you the recipe when I come back. Got me a drink of water, but they wouldn't give me none. Big boss man. Can't you give me it when I talk? You ain't so. Oh yeah. So yeah, you get that oatmeal and you boil that oatmeal. Yeah, we had to go hydrate, man. Yeah, gluten good luck. Gluten free is good. Don't act bad, motherfucker. How the hell this bitch going? Okay. Don't be stupid. Okay. Don't start acting up now. Keep on working. I got one more to go. Yeah. So you get that instant oatmeal, man, and you boil your water. Boil your water first, and you boil your water. And depending on how many packets you get, you ain't got to measure it. Just get you enough water and put your oatmeal in after the in your bowl. You put your oatmeal in your bowl and you boil your water. Then you pour that hot boiling water over your oatmeal and you're gonna let it sit for a second. Now here's where the magic gonna happen. You take you about 6 chips. I don't want you. Don't you try to make a candy ball. You take you about 6 little chips, little bitty chip, and you put that off in your oatmeal. As after the water has started to settle and your oatmeal started to rise just a little bit, and you put your 2 drops of honey off in it. I'm talking about good. You put your 2 drops of honey off in there. And if you're like me, you put a dash of cinnamon in there. And you put the lid on it. And you let that whole swell. You let that whole swell up. About 2-3 minutes. You come back with that fork, and I'm talking about you whisk. You whip that whole. Boil that old plain oatmeal. Gonna start to take the identity chocolate oatmeal. Talking about some good eating. You got you some Leo, famous chocolate oatmeal. Yeah, we're gonna dedicate this mile to some memories. Let's dedicate this mile to some memories. I remember when I was a boy, near 16 years of age, I was always looking for different ways to make money. And my stepdaddy told me he was working for a man who might could offer me a couple days' wage. He told me and my brother, this ain't the same story about me and my brother with the shovel getting our ass used, but we ain't use our brain. This is another mission. So my stepdaddy put the bug in my ear. He's a little old bitty man. He's from Nicaragua. Cool nigga. Couldn't teach me shit. He barely spoke English. Nick couldn't teach me a goddamn thing. He barely spoke English. But he said, okay, I'm gonna tell boss y'all might be coming. I'm gonna call your mama later. But he ain't said it like this. He said it like this here. How you say it? I don't even know how to mimic his voice, goddamn. I just thought I can't even mimic. You just put it broken English. So my mama say, okay, look, the man say he got extra work for y'all. I'm gonna go drop y'all off. Y'all just give me $10 once y'all get paid. I said, that's a fair deal, mama. So me and my brother, who's no longer here, we got dropped off. And when we got there, my stepdaddy had a different demeanor. Nigga barely spoke English, but the nigga was bossy. You know what I mean? Let me see. Use sugar-free syrup, but now drizzle that honey. Y'all drizzle that honey. I'm chocolate chip. I'm chewing on sugar-free gum. But yeah, we got there. We say, what's up, Louis? He said, hey, Don Louis, man, get to work. I said, hold on, man. Step Pop's tripping. And he looked at me and winked his eye. I said, oh, shit. Step Pop's on that bullshit. And I'm right along with him. So I said, what we gonna be doing? He say, the white man wants to pay us to move some coils. What's a coil? Well, if you ever seen string woven made into two loops on the end with a straight path in the middle, it's made to hoist different things. So you hook one loop on whatever you want to pull, and you hook the other loop on what's pulling it. Well, these coils was made out of wire, iron that bend. So it was iron that was wired. So I'm thinking it was little bitty coils. Man, there were coils big as a whale. There were coils big as me. There were coils of all sizes. No human hands should have been touching some of this shit. But the white man thought, let me get this nigga and these Mexicans out here, move this shit like John Henry. Pay their ass $50 fuck. Well, white man was very wealthy. The coils was in his yard of his business. One of his businesses was a construction company. He deployed crews of niggas and Mexicans to the refinery yards. But he was slow on contract. So he had this odd shit to do. But not only did he have a big old office for his company, next door he had another business, all in the same complex. Very wealthy man. Next door to that, on a busy street, making an L, he had a club. He had a big, nice club. Now, what he did was, he told my step pops that while he worked, he could have access to the beer coolers. Don't get no goddamn Mexican access to the beer cooler. Say Sanchez, tell these niggas. My stepdaddy was nigga Robert. Gave this nigga access to the beer cooler while we working. Man, we out there loading them coils and picking up the ones we can pick up. We out there 3-man tag teaming, picking them holes up. But every hour, step pops go and get Coronas. So hot out there. Before you knew it, niggas was drunk. So you knew it, niggas was out there pissy drunk, dropping coils and shit. Niggas out there busting bottles. Niggas out there arguing about some shit. Nigga, you ate my pork bone. You know what I mean? Step Pop dancing with beer cans on his head. One thing about that nigga, he was a fun drunk. He wasn't no angry drunk. You know, he was a happy drunk. He get drunk and he'll put one beer can on top of his head while he listening to that music. I don't know what it's called. You know that music, do. You know what I mean? He listening to that, he got one beer can on his head. When he finished a beer and balanced a second beer can on his head, then he find the third beer can. And he building him a totem pole of Budweiser cans, showing you he can dance with the beer cans on his head. I'd be like, bravo. My brother walked by and knocked that shit down. Come on, man. Pops was showing off. Yeah, but we out there fucking with them coils, drunk than a bitch. I think that man maybe said, have a drink or two, hydrate, wet your whistle. He didn't say get y'all bitch ass out there and get stark raving mad drunk. That's what we did. And we went to moving the heavy cars. By that time, we were getting down to the get down. The heavy cars actually had other coils sitting on top of them. So you could move and you could work it. And let's say you thought you had it out, but the resistance of it got too strong and you let it go. Well, as you know, when you let it go, like a rubber band, it snaps back the other way. So my stepdad, being a little man, being drunk, he let that coil go. And that motherfucker hit me in my shin and made me cut a cartwheel. That motherfucker hit my shin bone, split my leg wide open, made me cut a front cartwheel. I say, God damn it. Step Pops panics. He goes in a beer cooler and get me a 6-pack and a couple pink champagnes, and a couple other fruity drinks. Now, while I'm laying on the ground, he feeding me these beers. He's saying, don't tell your mama. He's saying, don't tell boss man. He telling me get drunk, and find a way home on them broke ass legs. He telling me just go ahead and walk it off, get drunk and find a way home on them broke ass legs. I'll sit there and drink the beer, but when boss man come, I tell boss man, smelling like motherfucker, after hours club, you know. Hey, boss man, we was out here working hard in the motherfucker, boss man. And somehow, Louis let one of them coils go and it broke my leg. He said, hey. I said, huh? He said, are you drunk? I said, you drunk? You been drinking? Because I haven't been drinking. I'm only 16 years old. I ain't supposed to be out here working. I say, but I got hurt on your job. And I think I can get a lawsuit. He say, you little drunk motherfucker. Y'all done laid out here and damn near drunk 3 cases of beer, being unsafe on the job. He said, I got lawyers that'll turn your ass upside down. He said, do you know the need to go to the hospital? I said, I don't think so. But how do I know? I'm drunk. He said, I'm gonna give you a couple days pay. Give you a little something for your pain and suffering. You also can take the rest of that beer. He said, but never bring your ass around me again. He told my brother, are you drunk? My brother said, not that much. He said, get your ass off my property too. And he told my step pops, he said, now I ain't trusted you. I gave you the keys to my club so y'all can hydrate. But you got out here and hurt that young man under the influence. You say you a low wage taking motherfucker. And you a hard worker. So I ain't gonna fight. But you take a couple of days off and you think about what you did. And you get back in touch with me. Because he knew Pops was an asset. See, Pops was a little man, but Pops ain't know no better. All Pops knew was, I work it, I drink it my beer, and I give him me check to my baby. That's all Pops knew. Pops said, I work, I give him my cerveza, I give him my check to my baby. Now my mama ain't had no problem with it. You know? Mama ain't had no problem with that. But me, I said to myself, when I grow up, I'm not gonna be shit like that. Shoot on. I said, boy, that nigga crazy in a bit. When I grow up, I'm not gonna be shit like that. No. Cause that nigga got off, when that nigga got off work on Friday, my mama was like a pimp. Put it in my palm. Put it in my purse, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga better not bought a pack of cigarettes. You know what I mean? Nigga better not have bought a pack of motherfucking Cergatos, nigga. Nigga better not bought a 12-ounce can of beer. She wanted to see that check stub. She was gonna handle that. Now, don't get me wrong. I understood the dynamics. Because when he wanted a hot meal, it was cooked. When he wanted clean socks, they were folded in the dresser. When he wanted clean linen, he had it. When he wanted push a button and watch big screen, he saw it. When he wanted cases of beers for him and his partners to sit around and speak Spanish, I don't know if they were plotting on us or what, they did it. When he wanted to take a dip in the jacuzzi, he jumped in and punched the button. And damn, boy. Hey man, I got 12,000 steps already. Wow. Wow. Everything else gonna be to the good. Icing on the cake today. If I do anything else, I gotta go deliver a couple 2-row car. But I ain't doing too much. I need some more. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I understood the dynamic. Everything was laid out for him, clothes, everything. He ain't had to do nothing, bath water. He ain't had to do nothing but go to work. You know what I mean? So I understood the dynamic. But I don't know. Maybe one day I'll. Nah, it's too late in the game. It's too late in the game, huh? I don't think I do that. I don't think I'll do that then. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, that shit took place and I ain't even go to the hospital. I just put some salve on my leg. I walked around with a limp, drunk. You know what I mean? I just walked around with a limp dragging my leg, drinking 40 ounces, getting infection all in my leg. Mama had to pour alcohol on it. Shit burning like a motherfucker. And my brother say, drink more beer. I said, don't mind if I do. You know what I mean? Don't mind if I do. But yeah, so there's just different things like that, man. You know, I wasn't always this independent rapper. I was also a security guard. Officer Ricky, you know what I mean? Officer Heezy, you know what I mean? Yeah, nigga, I was a security guard for 6 months. I had my little blue pants. I had my little big black shoe. Motherfucker looked dumb. Black shoes looked dumb than a bitch. I had my shirt tucked in. I had a badge, nigga. I had a police hat. I had a puffy jacket that they give to the police. Now, I wasn't a commissioned security guard, but I was in the process of getting commissioned. So they sent me down to the police station, to the jailhouse, get fingerprinted and questioned. I had to go get fingerprinted and questioned. Then we had to go to the shooting range, and I had to bust something. So I made it through all that there, and I had to do a little security clearance on it. So I was waiting for the clearance to come back. But I was being sent to different details while I had a billy club and a big old ass flashlight. And I went to different details. One detail in particular, I used to have to guard a ship. It was a ship that came in and docked. And the company that the ship owners financed the ship through was late on the ship payment. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? Can you imagine trying to hide your ship? I miss motherfucking Cornell. Can you imagine trying to hide a ship? I ain't talking about no little boat. I'm talking about a motherfucking ship, baby. I'm talking about some shit bigger than the Titanic, like a cruise ship, a little small. But they docked. And when they docked, they were seized until they made bank transfer and paid their ship note. Well, there was a few layers of security hired so they wouldn't leave with the ship. There was the maritime officers who was on the water. There was the patrol officers, and there was the last level, the flashlight cops, the security guards. I was one of them. And they say my detail was important. But I'd have to go over there at 6 o'clock p.m. to 6 o'clock in the morning. Hell of a schedule. I learned how to sleep sitting up, in a sitting up position. I put my police glasses on, I put my hat on, I put my scarf on, and I put a neck pillow in between my neck and my shoulders, my head and my shoulders. And I would look forward, snoring like a motherfucker, snoring like a motherfucker. I'm talking about knocked out sleep. And the guy who would come relieve me, one day he came and he tapped on my window. I don't know how long he was standing there, but when I finally came through, I was unconscious, he said, "Were you asleep?" I say, "No. I just wanted to see how long you was gonna stand there." Well, I ain't had nothing to come up with. I just came with the best bullshit. I say, "Nah, I wasn't asleep. I was seeing how long you was gonna stand there looking stupid." He said, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm here. You can go ahead and go." I'll be honest with you, boy. I don't know how long I was sleeping. I probably slept down there 6 hours. Well, on the ship, we was told not to spend too much time on the ship because we could be kidnapped. They could undock. See, that was the coils. See, this, I'm glad I said this here, because the coils were on the ship and on the little old dock things that stick out the water. Them big iron coils was dropped on them to hold the ship. Not ropes, them coils. So they would tell us, don't get captured on the ship. Meaning don't be on the ship sleeping and going to private places. They could hit you upside the head and capture your ass. Well, there was a cook on the ship. He was a lying motherfucker. I just used to listen to him for entertainment. This nigga was a lying motherfucker. Every story he told me, he always had some kind of muscle car, some kind of slab, rims, candy paint. This is how he said. That bitch was nasty, bro. Bitch had marble bowling ball candy paint. Bitch had motherfucking 22 rounds, bang in that hole, screens in that hole. Bitch was nasty, bro. Next day, he got another car. Some of bitch had so many cars, I thought he was Jay Prince, but he was a lying motherfucker. So after a month's worth of calls, I said, how in the hell you got all these goddamn calls? You told me about the bowling ball cutlers. You told me about the candy painted drop. Where they at now? Man, I lost them holes in a house fire. Yeah, bro, my house caught on fire, burnt up all my cars. Damn it, bitch. So he was the type of nigga that'll set his own lies on fire. He did. Bitch ass nigga lied so good, he knew how to set his own lies on fire. But I really was listening to the nigga just to pass time. I knew he was lying. Always was lying. You know what I mean? Nigga kind of remind me of a dope fiend. You know what I mean? A fat ass dope fiend who could cook good. I ain't gonna lie. That bitch ass nigga could cook good in a motherfucker. But that bitch ass nigga was a tall tale lying motherfucker. So one day we was at the bottom of the bowels of the ship. We was in the bowels of the ship, which I had been told, don't go to the bowels, don't go to the rooms, don't get captured. That's what they told me. But I'm in the bowels of the ship because that's where the weight room was. And I was in there lifting weight. I was in there lifting weight, having a good time on the clock. And that nigga was in there lying up a stone. But then that nigga said something. That nigga said something. And it registered to me. He a brother, but that white man owed a big note on his ship. And that white man sitting here thinking, maybe he could, you know what I mean? And he might be thinking out loud, and he might have thought out loud in front of that nigga. And that nigga said in a condescending way, I could bust your ass in the head with one of these weights and hide you down here. And nobody will ever find you. That's when I jumped off that weight bench. And I said, what I'm gonna be doing while you doing that? You think I'm gonna be laying down waiting on you to bust me in my motherfucking head? I say, bust me in my head now. He say, chill out, bro. I was just clowning. Then I thought about it. This whole time, this nigga been feeding me. This whole time, this nigga been feeding me. What if this nigga would have put something in my food to put me asleep, tied me up, killed me, did whatever, threw me overboard? They could have easily took the ship. The maritime people wasn't nowhere around. The police patrol wasn't nowhere around. It was just me. At 3, 4 in the morning on a big ass ship. So I began to realize this shit ain't just peaches and cream. There's some real shit going on. So I started moving a different way. But one time we had this other white boy. He was like Don Nuts on what's that shit? The Andy Griffith Show. He was like that nigga. What that nigga name was? The goofy nigga, clumsy nigga. I forgot the nigga name. Scary ass nigga. You know what I mean? Andy Griffith Show. He was like him. He was so police. He would talk with all this dumbass authority. He would be trying to act like he upheld every law, every rule. But the son of a bitch was a fuck nigga. Some of a bitch used to bring a 2-gallon coffee cup. And he was a mooching motherfucker. Some of a bitch used to sit there and eat the saltine crackers. Yeah, Don Nuts. What's the role he played? But not Gomer Pyle. You know what I'm saying? What's the role he played? But on Andy Griffith. But yeah. Now the crackers on the table was just, eat with your soup or something. This son of a bitch to sit up there with that coffee and eat them goddamn crackers and drink that coffee. And then they feed this bitch ass big plates of food. And I was his relief. Well, one evening, I came a little early. I made it on the ship about 5:40. About 5:40. So when I made it on the ship about 5:40, he was sitting on the couch watching the big screen TV. That was right by the galley. He had his shoes on. And they told the son of a bitch multiple times he needed to buy black boots or black shoes for his uniform. But the bitch had on some hush puppies. The bitch had on some brown gold hush puppies. Kind of favorite Timberland boot. Nigga had them hoes kicked off. Nigga was funky feeted. The nigga pants was unbuckled. Nigga belt was unbuckled. Nigga belly was full. Nigga 2-gallon coffee cup was sitting next to him. Nigga had muffin crumb all on the uniform. And the bitch was dead to the world, knocked out sleep. The bitch was snoring so loud, I said, God damn, get this hoe a blanket and a pillow. So I didn't, yeah, big born in Fife. That nigga was a blonde head born in Fife. Appreciate that. Appreciate your participation. I didn't bother a nigga. I sat at the table arranging a plate from the galley, because that's what homie did. I'm gonna give me another plate. He's like, what you want? You want that seafood? He about to whip me up some good shit. But before he can whip me up my good shit, our superior just snuck on the ship to check on us. Our superior pulled up right behind me, probably was following me, snuck on the ship just to check on us. And when he walked in, I was half-ass loyal to my other officer. I was gonna try to give him a signal and wake him up. But our superior looked at me, and he gave me the hush finger. Hush, be quiet, don't say nothing. And he sat down on the side of me, and he had a couple crackers, made him a cup of coffee, and then the liar was about to ask me, do I want my plate? And I told him, hush. Hush right now, nigga. I don't need boss man seeing me sitting up here with my lavish habit, eating motherfucking shrimp scallops and fish. And, hey man, you know what I'm saying? That nigga would feed me like a king on that bitch. I ain't need boss man seeing me doing that shit. Fuck you. Boss man see me doing that shit, I'd be fired like a motherfucker. So I told that nigga just chill. And we sat there for damn near 40 minutes. Boss man finally got up. Old ex-military man walked over there and he tapped that bitch on his shoulder real hard. When that nigga looked up, he ain't get up, he just looked to the side. You know, nigga wake you up from your sleep, you shook them up. That nigga just looked to the side there, boss man. Boss man said, you fired. That bitch ass nigga got up with his coffee cup. That bitch ass nigga act like a bitch. That nigga got up with his coffee cup and grabbed them old funky ass shoes. Looked at me like, bitch, why you ain't tell me he was here? I looked at him like, bye, bitch ass nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah. Boss man told me, I appreciate you for not sleeping on the job. Thank you for your service. I'm thinking to myself, boss man, I'll be glad when you leave. I'm thinking to myself, boss man, get your bitch ass off the ship. My food getting cold, bro. And as soon as I eat that motherfucking plate of seafood, I'm gonna stagger down to my motherfucking truck like Stagger Lee. I'm gonna drag myself to my motherfucking truck like Stagger Lee, nigga. And be slumped over. And be slumped over in there. God damn it, nigga. That goddamn sweet tea was good, nigga. You like he's at a restaurant. Nigga, I'm about to somehow make it to my truck and get in my motherfucker sitting up position and make these motherfuckers 12 hours fly by. It was all a dream I was at work, nigga. I'm in this bitch knocked out sleep, you did. But yeah, man, I had a job, nigga. I worked. One of my details, I worked at the airport. I was assistant to the TSA agents. I was the nigga when you came through the conveyor belt that stopped you and checked your ID and told you to remove your belt and your shoes and your wallet and all things so it can go to the x-ray machine. I was that nigga. I assisted TSA. Now, one time, there was a Vietnamese. He wasn't catching a flight. He just was wandering around the airport. And he walked up to me. He said, what's up, man? I said, hey, what's up, man? You about to catch a flight? He's like, you remember me? I said, no, I don't remember you, but good to see you. You about to catch a flight? He said, no, man. You remember me? I say, nah, man, I don't remember you. He said, yeah. You remember me? I said, nah, I don't remember you. He say, you remember me? I say, look out, motherfucker. I don't know you and I don't remember you. Is you about to catch a flight? Or you about to catch a flight for me dropping these motherfucking fifth ward bees on your bitch ass? And he stepped back and he put his hand behind his back. I say, oh shit, the bitch ass nigga about to draw down. But he kept his hand behind his back and he stood there. And like a broken record, he said, you remember me? You remember me? And I don't know which way to go. I don't know whether to dodge this way, dodge that way. Everybody ducking down, but he don't pull nothing out his back. He turns around and walks off. I said, man, my mind started going crazy. I'd had plenty of encounter with Oriental men. We went to war. We had fights and different things of that nature. I love my Vietnamese niggas, brothers, but it was a time when we had the fisticuffs. But he appeared again, and I say, I know I'm at the job, but I can't let no nigga take my life. If he get in striking distance one more time with that remember me shit, I'm finna hit that nigga with some kingdom come. I'm finna take flight on his motherfucking ass. I'm finna sock him, rock him, his motherfucking robot. And that nigga came. That nigga walked up to me, and nigga said, yeah, you remember me? I said, all right, motherfucker. I might not remember me, but after this right cross to your motherfucking mouth, I'm damn sure you gonna remember me. And as I got close to him, he shot out. But I was paranoid because I didn't understand what was taking place. And the slow ass people wound up calling the police finally. So when the police come, they looking for him, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. But then a beautiful little Vietnamese girl came in and she say, I'm sorry, you seen a little guy about this tall, white t-shirt, hair about like this? You seen him? I said, yeah, I seen the motherfucker. Been over here fucking with me all day. I was about to stump a mud hole in his motherfucking ass. Bitch ass nigga over here talking about you remember me. I'm like, yeah, bitch, you about to remember me. You know what I'm saying? I don't play that shit. And she said, oh, so sorry. That's my brother. He just escaped B&H. He just escaped Crazy House. I said, what? Him need go Rusk. I said, oh, you know about Rusk? She said, yeah. I'm gonna be good. You know what I mean? Yeah, so she said, no, him just escaped Crazy House. We look for him. I said, oh, so the motherfucker crazy. So the motherfucker don't know me. So me and this nigga ain't never had no place. I'm about to knock his crazy ass out and then they know it. Damn it, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to knock his motherfucking head off and he ain't even got all his goddamn sense. I would have been beating up a crazy man. But they got him, cuffed his ass up and brought him back through the airport. And he looked over at me and he said, you remember me? And I just heard him going down the hall till he exited the building. You remember me? You remember me? You remember me? The nigga was stuck. That was the only phrase he had playing in his head. Whole thing. But I thank God that he moved when he did. I was a little paranoid and was about to come undone. But yeah, we had an old man work there, huh? The old man was 100 years old. The old man worked there was 100 years old. He had been working at the airport since he was a young boy. So he had seen everything come in and out of Port Arthur for 80 years. For 80 years. And the old man had an intricate type situation going on. He dressed very well, but the clothes was outdated. They looked like he bought them in the 30s. But they was clean in the motherfucker, velvet and suede and all kind of shit, shiny materials, and they had shiny ass shoes. But that shit smelled like old clothes. And he be booting and scooting. He one of them niggas that when you come in, he try to help you with your bags. But you better have some motherfucking time on your hand, Jack, because his help might hurt. You might miss your flight. But you know what, man? I done motherfucking completed another goddamn mile and a half. And I done been on this goddamn thing 3 hours. I appreciate y'all listening, but I ain't gonna abuse my time. I ain't gonna abuse my time. I'll finish telling y'all about this here a little later. But mothballs for sure. I got 5.5 miles on this treadmill this morning. You would think I have no life, but the reality is I love my life. And I appreciate y'all for listening.